Two women about to meet for the first time. Same name. Both Hepburn, both legends, both convinced the other hates her. Because that is what the press has been saying for 2 years. Rivalry, competition, battle for a name. Russian Tea Room, March 12, 1967. Audrey thinks, Katharine resents me. Katharine thinks, Audrey sees me as past my prime. Both wrong, but they do not know that yet. They sit across from each other, make small talk. Then one asks the question, the other answers. Then 8 seconds of silence, everything hanging in balance. Then laughter. Then everything changes. New York City, Manhattan, West 57th Street between 6th and 7th Avenues. Russian Tea Room, famous restaurant established 1927 by members of Russian Imperial Ballet. Red leather booths worn smooth by decades of famous patrons. Samovars on every table gleaming brass, reflecting candlelight. Dark wood paneling imported from St. Petersburg. Photographs of theater legends covering walls. Stanislavski, Pavlova, Barrymore, hundreds of faces watching from frames. Lunch hour, March 12th, 1967. Saturday afternoon, 1:15 in the afternoon precisely. Outside temperature 42 degrees. Overcast. Gray March sky hanging over Manhattan like blanket. Inside Russian Tea Room, warm, crowded. 50 diners spread across main dining room. Executives, producers, Broadway actors between matinee and evening shows. Tourists who saved for months to eat here. The restaurant smells like borscht and stroganoff and black bread and strong tea. Smells like old money and new ambition, and the particular scent of expensive perfume mixed with cigarette smoke that defines 1960s Manhattan dining. Two women are about to meet. Both actresses, both elegant, both icons of their generation. Both named Hepburn, one name, two legends, and the entire entertainment press waiting outside to see what happens. Will there be confrontation? Will there be cold politeness? Will there be the rivalry that newspapers have been manufacturing for 2 years? Audrey Hepburn, 38 years old, 5 feet 7 inches, 110 pounds. Slender, elegant, almost fragile-looking, but not fragile. Never fragile. Survived Nazi occupation of Netherlands as child. Survived near starvation. Watched people disappear. Learned early that survival requires strength, hidden beneath grace. She is wearing simple black dress, Chanel, knee-length, long sleeves, no embellishment. Pearl earrings, small, classic, tasteful. Hair pulled back in chignon, minimal makeup, touch of mascara, pale lipstick. She does not need makeup, never has. Her face is her fortune. Those eyes, enormous. Doe eyes, someone once called them. Eyebrows arched naturally. Those cheekbones, high, defined. Camera loves them, that smile. When she smiles, entire face transforms. When she smiles, world falls in love. She is nervous, very nervous. Sitting in back booth, corner table, most private spot in restaurant. Away from windows, away from main traffic flow, away from other diners. Away from photographers who always somehow find her no matter where she goes. She arrived 15 minutes early, 1 o'clock precisely. Wanted time to compose herself, to prepare, to settle into space before Katharine arrived. This meeting matters. More than most people understand. More than she can explain to anyone. She has been Audrey Hepburn for 15 years. Made her first film 1953. Roman Holiday, won Oscar, became star overnight. Since then, Sabrina, Funny Face, Love in the Afternoon, The Nun's Story, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Charade, My Fair Lady. Wait Until Dark, 8 major films, all successful, all defining what elegance means for generation, all making the name Hepburn synonymous with grace and sophistication and a certain kind of untouchable beauty that seems effortless but requires enormous discipline. She is Audrey Hepburn. And that name carries weight, carries expectation, carries responsibility. She knows what people see when they look at her. See Holly Golightly with cigarette holder and tiara. See Princess Anne discovering Rome. See Eliza Doolittle transformed. See fashion icon. See elegance personified. But she also knows that there is another Hepburn. An older Hepburn. A more established Hepburn. A Hepburn who earned the name long before Audrey ever stepped in front of camera. Katharine Hepburn, 60 years old, 5 feet 7 inches, 130 pounds, strong, athletic, wearing tailored pants, button-down shirt, jacket, no jewelry, no makeup, does not believe in makeup. Her face earned without artifice, sharp features, penetrating eyes, strong jaw. She has been Katharine Hepburn for 35 years, longer than Audrey has been alive as actress. Started on Broadway 1928, moved to Hollywood 1932. Won first Oscar 1933, Morning Glory. Won second Oscar 1967. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Just won it 2 weeks ago, 4th Oscar total, most of any actress. She is Katharine Hepburn, and that name means something. Means talent, means longevity, means refusing to compromise, means doing it her way for 35 years and winning. For 2 years, the press has been writing stories, creating narrative that sells newspapers, building tension that does not actually exist but makes compelling copy. 2 Hepburns, 1 last name, must be rivalry, must be competition, must be resentment simmering beneath surface. Old guard versus new generation, theater royalty versus film princess, East Coast establishment versus international glamour, 4 Oscars versus 1 Oscar, 35 years versus 15 years. The stories write themselves, practically write themselves. Entertainment columnists love it. Hedda Hopper writes, "Can 2 Hepburns share one name? Does Katharine resent that Audrey has made Hepburn mean something different?" Louella Parsons asks, "Will the real Hepburn please stand up?" Walter Winchell hints. Sources say Katharine not pleased that younger actress borrowed her name. Not borrowed. That is Audrey's family name. She was born Audrey Kathleen Rustin. Later became Audrey Kathleen Hepburn Rustin when mother remarried. Then professionally, Audrey Hepburn. It is her name, her family name. But press does not care about facts. Facts are boring. Conflict sells, so they manufacture it. They create rivalry where none exists. Build drama from nothing. Quote unnamed sources. Suggest tension. Imply resentment. Make every article about one Hepburn reference the other. Cannot write about Audrey without mentioning Katharine. Cannot write about Katharine without bringing up Audrey. As if they are 2 sides of same coin. As if one cannot exist without being compared to other. Except none of it is true. Katharine Hepburn has never said single word against Audrey. Never criticized her acting. Never suggested she should change her name. Never expressed anything but respect for younger actress. Audrey has never said single word against Katharine. Never claimed to be the Hepburn. Never suggested rivalry exists. Never responded to press attempts to bait her into saying something quotable. They have never met. Never spoken on phone. Never been in same room. Never exchanged letters. Complete strangers who happen to share last name. But that does not stop press. Does not stop columnists who need content. Does not stop entertainment reporters who need angles, and controversy sells papers, and rivalry between 2 beautiful, talented women is irresistible story. Now the 2 women are about to meet. And 60 people in Russian tea room holding their breath. Not just diners, photographers outside, reporters who somehow learned about this lunch. Entertainment columnists at nearby tables, pretending not to watch but watching everything. This lunch was arranged by mutual friend, producer who knows both women, who got tired of rivalry narrative, who called Katharine, who called Audrey, Who said, "You two should meet. Clear the air. Maybe become friends." Both agreed immediately. Both said yes without hesitation. Both tired of being pitted against each other by press that knows nothing. So here they are, Russian tea room. March 12, 1967, Saturday afternoon. Katharine Hepburn walks through front door at 1:18, 3 minutes late, not because she is careless, because she wanted Audrey to arrive first, wanted Audrey to be settled, comfortable, in control. She knows what it is like to be younger actress meeting legend. Did it herself in 1932 when she met Helen Hayes? Terrifying. So she gives Audrey the advantage, arrives second, lets Audrey have home field. Maitre d' leads her to back booth. Katharine walks through restaurant. Heads turn. Of course, heads turn. This is Katharine Hepburn. 4-time Oscar winner, legend, icon. She walks like she owns the place. Not arrogant, just confident. Comfortable in her skin in a way that comes from 60 years of knowing exactly who you are. Audrey sees her coming, stands up, extends hand. "Hello, Miss Hepburn." Voice soft, polite. Katharine takes her hand, shakes it firmly. "Hello, Miss Hepburn?" Voice strong, amused. Both freeze for a second. Both realize absurdity. Miss Hepburn greeting Miss Hepburn. Katharine's mouth twitches. Audrey's eyes crinkle. Both laugh. Small laugh. Nervous laugh. Ice-breaking laugh. They sit, across from each other. Red leather booth. Samovar between them. Menus presented by waiter who knows to be invisible. Give these women space. They need privacy. They need time. This matters. 30 seconds of small talk. Weather. Traffic. Manhattan in March. Polite conversation. Careful conversation. Both actresses performing. Both good at performing. Both waiting for real conversation to begin. Katharine leans back. Studies Audrey, not rudely, just directly. This is how Katharine operates. Direct. Honest. No games. Audrey meets her gaze, does not look away. She learned long time ago not to be intimidated. Survived Nazi occupation as child. Survived starvation. Survived Hollywood. Can survive lunch with another Hepburn. Katharine speaks first. Voice clear. No hesitation. Can we address the elephant in the room? Or are we going to pretend it does not exist? Audrey nods. Please, let us address it. Katharine leans forward, elbows on table. The press thinks we are rivals. That I resent you. That I am threatened by younger actress with my name. That I see you as competition. Audrey's face is calm, neutral, waiting. Katharine continues. They think I am bitter that you have taken the name Hepburn and made it mean something different. Made it mean elegance instead of strength. Made it mean European sophistication instead of American independence. Made it mean fashion icon instead of serious actress. She pauses. Audrey's heart is beating faster. This is the confrontation she feared. The moment Katharine tells her she does not deserve the name, that she is pretender. Fraud. Katharine leans back, crosses arms. Well, do you resent me? Audrey blinks. Surprised. I asked you first, but apparently I am asking myself. Audrey's voice quiet. Do I resent you? Of course I do. You are Katharine Hepburn. You have 4 Oscars, 35-year career. You defined what actress could be. You refused to compromise. You did it your way. You are legend. How could I not feel small next to that? Katharine nods. Good, honest. I appreciate that. Now let me tell you what I think. 8 seconds pass. 8 full seconds. Audrey waiting. Katharine looking at her, not speaking. Just looking. Restaurant noise fades. Other diners disappear. Just 2 women. 2 Hepburns. 8 seconds of absolute silence. Audrey's hands grip menu under table. This is it. The moment Katharine tells her she is not worthy. That she should change her name. That there is only room for one Hepburn. 8 seconds feels like eternity. Then Katharine Hepburn laughs. Not small laugh, not polite laugh. Real laugh. Head back, full-throated, genuine, loud enough that nearby tables turn to look. Audrey stares, confused, uncertain. Katharine leans forward, wipes corner of eye, still chuckling. Resent you? Darling, I am delighted by you. You have taken a name that meant difficult and made it mean graceful. You have taken a name that meant controversial and made it mean beloved. You have taken a name that meant strong and added elegant. You have not replaced me. You have elevated us both. Audrey's eyes widen. Truly? Truly? Do you know what people say to me now? They say, "Oh, Katharine Hepburn, like Audrey Hepburn." As if you are the standard. As if you define the name. And I think good. Because you do. You represent everything good about the name. Everything graceful and kind and talented. You make the name Hepburn mean more than it ever did with just me carrying it. Audrey's eyes fill with tears. She did not expect this. Expected competition. Expected resentment. Expected to be told she is not enough. Instead, she is being told she is more than enough. Katharine reaches across table, takes Audrey's hand. Listen to me. The press will always try to pit women against each other. Especially talented women. Especially women who dare to be successful. They want us to fight. Want us to compete. Want us to tear each other down, because that makes better story than truth. Audrey nods. Cannot speak. Throat too tight. Katharine continues. Truth is boring for them. Truth is, there is room for both of us. Room for all of us. Room for every talented woman who wants to act or sing or write or create. Success is not pie with limited slices. Your success does not diminish mine. My success does not threaten yours. We can both be Hepburn. We can both be great. We can both be exactly who we are. Audrey squeezes her hand. Thank you. Voice barely whisper. For what? For saying that. For meaning it. For being kind when you could be cruel. For being generous when you could be threatened. Katharine shakes her head. I am not being generous. I am being honest. You are extraordinary. Your work is extraordinary. And anyone who tries to make us enemies is fool. Lunch arrives. They eat. They talk. Not about press. Not about rivalry. About work. About craft. About films they love. About performances that move them. About directors they admire. About the difficulty of being woman in Hollywood. About aging. About expectations. About pressure. About joy of acting when you get good role with good director and everything clicks. They talk for 3 hours. Lunch becomes afternoon. Afternoon becomes early evening. Russian tea room empties and fills again with dinner crowd. Maitre d' never rushes them, never brings check until they ask. Knows this matters, knows this is history happening. 2 legends meeting, 2 Hepburns becoming friends. When they finally leave at 5:30, photographers are still outside, waiting, hoping for confrontation, hoping for cold shoulder, hoping for icy stares that will make front page. Instead, they get this. Katharine and Audrey walking out together, arms linked, laughing. Katharine says something. Audrey throws her head back. Genuine laughter. Katharine kisses Audrey's cheek. Audrey hugs Katharine. Not brief hug, real hug. Long, warm, friendship hug. Photographers snap pictures. These are not pictures they wanted, but these are pictures that will matter more. 2 Hepburns, not rivals. Friends. Next day, newspapers run photos. Headlines confused. Entertainment columnists scrambling. Where is rivalry? Where is resentment? Where is competition? Gone. Never existed. Only in their imaginations. Only in their need for controversy. Katharine and Audrey do not see each other often after that, both busy. Katharine filming, Audrey raising children. But they write letters. Long letters, personal letters. About life, about work, about struggles, about triumphs. Letters saved by both. Treasured by both. 1981. Audrey returns to film after 9-year break. They live by night. Calls Katharine for advice. Katharine says, "Remember why you do this. Not for press, not for money, for the work, for the craft. For the joy of becoming someone else for a few hours." Audrey never forgets. 1991. Audrey diagnosed with cancer. Katharine sends flowers every week. Writes, "You are strongest person I know. You survived war. You survived Hollywood. You will survive this." Audrey writes back, "I survived because I learned from you. You taught me that there is room for both of us, room for all of us. That success is not competition. That women can lift each other instead of tearing each other down. You taught me that in 8 seconds, when you laughed instead of judged, when you welcomed instead of resented. That changed everything." January 1993. Audrey Hepburn dies. Age 63, too young, too soon. Katharine Hepburn is 85. Sends wreath to funeral. Card reads, "To the other Hepburn, you made our name mean grace. You made our name mean kindness. You made our name mean more than I ever could alone. Rest now, darling. You earned it." June 2003. Katharine Hepburn dies. Age 96. Long life, full life. Among her papers, every letter Audrey ever wrote, tied with ribbon. Label, "The other Hepburn, my friend." The story of two Hepburns becomes legend. Not legend of rivalry, legend of friendship, legend of women refusing to compete, choosing to support instead. Story taught in film schools, not as acting lesson, as humanity lesson. Two women, same name, different generations, different styles, different paths. Press wanted them to fight. They chose friendship. Press wanted them to compete. They chose support. Press wanted rivalry. They chose respect. And that 8 seconds, that moment at Russian tea room when Katharine looked at Audrey and chose laughter over judgment, that moment defined what grace looks like, what generosity looks like, what real strength looks like. Not tearing others down, lifting them up, not protecting your territory, expanding the territory. Not seeing other women as threats, seeing them as allies. That is the legacy. Not the films, though they endure. Not the Oscars, though they shine. The legacy is 8 seconds of laughter that said, "There is room for both of us. There is room for all of us." And that truth endures. 30 years after both gone. That truth matters because every generation faces same pressure, same narrative, same attempt to pit successful women against each other. And every generation needs reminder. Success is not competition. Talent is not threat. Another woman's achievement does not diminish yours. Two Hepburns proved that in 8 seconds, with laughter. And friendship that lasted until both were gone. The 8 seconds become part of Hollywood lore, repeated in biographies, referenced in interviews, taught in acting classes not as technique but as philosophy. What happened in those 8 seconds was not silence, was choice. Katharine Hepburn choosing in real time how to respond. She could have been threatened, could have been dismissive, could have been cold, could have said, "Yes, I resent you taking my name and making it mean something I never intended." Could have told Audrey to find her own identity. Stop riding coattails of names someone else built. Could have been petty or small, or jealous, or any of the things press predicted she would be. Instead, she laughed, and in that laugh said everything that mattered. Said, "There is room." Said, "You are welcome." Said, "I see you." Said, "You are worthy." Said, "We are not enemies." said, "The press is wrong," said, "Let us be friends instead." 8 seconds that changed everything for Audrey. Changed how she saw herself. Changed how she carried the name Hepburn. Before that lunch, she carried it with anxiety, with worry that she was borrowing something not hers, that someday real owner would demand it back. After that lunch, she carried it with pride, with ownership, with knowledge that Katharine Hepburn herself had given blessing, had said, "This name is yours too. Make it mean what you want it to mean." And Audrey did. Made Hepburn mean grace and compassion and using fame for good. Made it mean UNICEF and charity work and caring about children starving the way she once starved. Made it mean being kind to everyone on set from director to grip. Made it mean treating fame as responsibility, not entitlement. Made it mean more than either woman could have made it alone. The letters between them over 26 years reveal friendship built on mutual respect and genuine affection. Not competitive, not comparative. Just two women who understood each other in ways few others could. Understood pressure of being icon. Understood weight of beauty used as weapon against you. Understood difficulty of aging in industry that worships youth. Understood loneliness of being put on pedestal. Understood cost of fame. Katharine writes to Audrey, 1973. They want us to be rivals because they cannot imagine two successful women being friends. Because in their world, women compete for limited spots men decide to give us. But we know better. We know there are as many spots as there are talented women willing to fight for them. Keep fighting, darling. Keep proving them wrong. Audrey writes to Katharine, 1985. I watch you in interviews refusing to play their games, refusing to diminish yourself, refusing to apologize for taking space. And I think, that is what strength looks like. Not sweetness, not pleasing everyone. Strength is knowing your worth and refusing to accept less. Thank you for teaching me that. In 8 seconds, you taught me what years of Hollywood could not. The friendship sustained both through decades. Through Audrey's divorce from Mel Ferrer. Through Katharine's long relationship with Spencer Tracy and grief at his death. Through Audrey's work with UNICEF. Through Katharine's continued work into her 80s. Through health scares and family troubles and the particular loneliness that comes with being legendary. They were phone call away when needed, letter in mailbox when struggling, reminder that somewhere someone understood, someone knew, someone saw past icon to person underneath. When Audrey collapsed in Somalia, 1992, exhausted from UNICEF work, Katharine sent telegram. Come home. Rest. World needs you healthy, more than it needs you martyred. Audrey came home. When Katharine won her 4th Oscar, 1982. On Golden Pond, Audrey sent champagne with note. 4 Oscars. Still making it look easy. Still refusing to compromise. Still showing us all how it is done. Katharine kept note framed in her home until she died. At Audrey's funeral 1993, Katharine, too ill to attend, sent letter read by Audrey's son, Sean. Letter said, she made the name Hepburn mean grace, made it mean compassion, made it mean using whatever gifts you have to make world better. She carried our name with more dignity than I ever managed. She made it mean more. And I am grateful I got to share it with her. At Katharine's funeral, 2003, 10 years later, Sean Ferrer attended. Brought with him letter his mother had written years before. To be read if she predeceased Katharine. Letter said, thank you for 8 seconds that changed my life. Thank you for choosing laughter over judgment. Thank you for showing me that there is room for both of us, for all of us. Thank you for being first person to tell me I was worthy of the name I carried. I tried to honor that gift every day. Tried to make the name Hepburn mean something good. Hope I succeeded. Hope when people hear our name, they think of grace and kindness and women supporting women. Hope they think of 8 seconds that proved press wrong. Hope they think of friendship that lasted until I was gone and beyond. Both letters are now in Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Library. Available to researchers, to film students, to anyone who wants to understand what real friendship between successful women looks like, what supporting instead of competing looks like, what choosing generosity over fear looks like. The story matters not because it is about famous people. Matters because it is about choice everyone faces. Choice between seeing others as threats or as allies. Between protecting what you have or expanding space for everyone. Between buying into narrative of scarcity or creating abundance. Katharine and Audrey chose abundance. Chose to make their shared name mean more together than it ever could alone. Chose in 8 seconds to reject rivalry and embrace friendship. And that choice echoed through decades. Still echoes now. Still matters. Because every generation watches successful women and waits to see if they will tear each other down. Waits to see if scarcity narrative will win. Waits to see if there really is room for everyone. 2 Hepburns proved there is. Proved it in 8 seconds. Proved it in 40 years of friendship. Proved it in letters kept and read and cherished. Proved it in refusing to be what press wanted them to be. Proved it in choosing to be what they wanted to be instead. Friends, allies, sisters in name and spirit. That is the legacy. Not the films, though they are magnificent. Not the Oscars, though they are deserved. The legacy is 8 seconds that said, "There is room. You are welcome. You are worthy." And that message matters now, as much as it mattered, March 12, 1967, in Russian Tea Room. Matters every time woman succeeds and other women watch to see if success means someone else must fail. 2 Hepburns said no, said success multiplies, said rising tide lifts all boats, said there is room for both of us, for all of us. Said it in 8 seconds, with laughter, and lived that truth until both were gone.